Hello everyone, if you're watching this, know that I had to record this before I go on my walk, so you won't see me for a couple hours, but before I head out, I just wanted to get another message out with more reasoning to Disney CEO Bob Iger and Walt Disney Animation CCO Jared Bush regarding a project that you've probably heard me talk about a couple times now, but I must continue pushing my plea for more reasons that I have not explained in the past. So Mr. Iger, Mr. Bush, if you're watching this, considering that Moana 2 is now more or less 400 million away from hitting $1 billion worldwide, which it might hit by probably year's end or 2025's beginning. I really hope that that result convinces you to, without rushing it, and maybe giving it 5 years to maybe get reworked without sacrificing its quality. I hope that Moana 2's $1 billion potential success over the next few weeks convinces you to turn Princess Tiana's Disney Plus series, that is, from what I hear, in the style of the Disney Oscar-winning animated short Paperman, since people say its style is of animation is like a less complicated version of Spider-Verse without being fully hand-drawn, which makes me think Paperman. I'm hoping you can change Princess Tiana's Disney Plus series from the series with that style of animation into a fully theatrical 2D hand-drawn animated film sequel to The Princess and the Frog for a theatrical wide release in Thanksgiving 2029 to celebrate the 20th anniversary of The Princess and the Frog, which happens to celebrate its 15th anniversary tomorrow. So happy 15th birthday / anniversary to that classic Disney animated masterpiece and the cast and crew and animators and directors behind it. I mean, if Marvel Studios' Armor Wars with Rhodey, played by Don Cheadle, and Season 4 of Star Wars The Mandalorian, that is now The Mandalorian Grogu, a Star Wars story, can be Disney Plus series that turn into upcoming theatrical releases, just as Moana 2 has become, then I feel it's only right that Princess Tiana gets a similar treatment. But one that is done with respect, which is why I hope that you make it hand-drawn animated for the sake of not disrespecting the legacy of that character, and like everything she did to revive Walt Disney Animation Studios after Home on the Range and Chicken Little nearly destroyed its reputation, to put it to say the least. I mean, look, your schedule for 2025 through 2028 at Walt Disney Animation Studios for the films coming out over the next 4 Thanksgivings is kind of full, with next year being Zootopia 2, Thanksgiving 2026 being an untitled original, and Thanksgiving 2027 and 2028 being when Frozen 3 and Frozen 4 come out, since the latter two are a 2-part story. But I would really hope that you are willing to listen, at least for this once, because to me, it's only right that you at least close out this decade in 2029 with a Thanksgiving 2029 Walt Disney Animation Studios theatrical film release that is a poetic release, in that it gives Walt Disney Animation Studios one last chance, one and only one final and last chance to prove that hand-drawn animated films, fully 2D hand-drawn animated films, still have worth in the theaters in the eyes of Disney execs. And I feel like that movie to do that has to be a Princess and the Frog sequel, that is Tiana's Disney Plus series, reworked into that film, but carefully and without sacrificing quality. And the only way to do that is to push it back all the way to 2029 and to give the Walt Disney Animation Studios the needed time, which you should give them, Mr. Iger and Mr. Bush, to get all the veteran hand-drawn animators of Disney that are still alive and are retired back into Walt Disney Animation Studios to join the hand-drawn animators of Disney that are still there, like Eric Goldberg and I think Randy Hancock, Shout out to those two, by the way. And have those veterans plus some veterans that you could bring back, like Mark Henn and Andre Stasia, brought back to help those 2D hand-drawn animator trainees that worked on Once Upon a Studio, those 3 Goofy shorts that Eric Goldberg did, and Do It Yourself Duck, the recent Donald Duck short from Mark Henn, to really show that what they can do and reach their full potential, which I believe they can do, along with getting the tech needed to make it hand-drawn animated that you used on The Princess and the Frog like Toon Boom Harmony, which was used for not just that Princess and the Frog in 2009, but also the 2007 Goofy short that's going to be 17 this month, 17 years old this month, How to Hook Up Your Home Theater, which was played with National Treasure Book of Secrets, interestingly, and also the short The Ballad of Nessie, which debuted in 2011 with your last hand-drawn animated feature film that actually will be celebrating 15 years in 2 years from now, and that's 2011 Winnie the Pooh. Like, I only feel it's right that you make it hand-drawn animated with like the original was, and just for like one chance to kind of prove hand-drawn animated Disney films still have worth in theaters and Disney eyes execs, especially since it'll have been almost 20 stinking years by then since we have gotten one. I feel like that's the only way, because if you make a sequel to The Princess and the Frog for theaters in the wake of Moana 2 becoming a Disney Plus series that might now hit $1 billion soon in theaters, but you don't do the necessary steps to make it high quality, like make it hand-drawn animated and like just keep it in like the Paperman style of animation, I'll be like, that's disrespectful to the legacy of Princess Tiana, The Princess and the Frog, and everything that she did to help revive Walt Disney Animation Studios back to a strong era that it kicked off 15 years ago. Like, you see what I'm saying, Mr. Iger and Mr. Bush? Like, the least you could do is use this film as a chance, one last chance, to prove that hand-drawn animated features at Disney can have a future in the 2030s. Like, look, if you want to, in the 2030s, I'm not saying like completely abandon computer animated films at Disney Animation Studios. But like, if you want to do Encanto 2 and Moana 3, that's fine. But if this era doesn't end with at least one hand-drawn animated film, we had one last decade, so if we don't get one this decade, I think at least just one hand-drawn animated feature this decade is fair, and I believe that's The Princess and the Frog 2, which I think should be called Tiana, Princess of Maldonia and the Frogs, just so audiences know it's a Princess and the Frog sequel. The least you could do is do that. Now, don't fire the person currently working on Tiana, who's its director and head writer, Joyce Cherie. Keep her on. But what I would suggest you do is bring back not only the veteran hand-drawn animators of Disney who worked on that film, like Eric Goldberg, Mark Henn, Andre Stasia, Randy Hancock, etc., but also at least bring back Ron Musker and John Clements, who did not just the original Prince and the Frog, but also Little Mermaid, the original Moana, Hercules, Aladdin, Treasure Planet, etc., and have them work with her on The Prince and the Frog 2 to help iron some things out. And also, after Randy Newman finishes scoring the music for Toy Story 5, bring him back to do the music for Tiana, Princess of Maldonia and the Frogs. I have to believe, maybe you'll do this right, because most people don't feel you might be able to do this right, but I do. I just hope that maybe you won't be able to let me down if you at least see this. So please, Mr. Iger, Mr. Bush, I don't want to come off chasing and pleading for a dream that comes off impossible, because even I know you start to realize that people are what they want is realistic, as we're seeing with the Animation Guild getting at least their fairest deal that they can get, even if some don't like it, and settling lawsuits in court like that $43 million gender discrimination suit. Just give hand-drawn animation one last chance by turning Tiana's Disney Plus series into a hand-drawn animated feature film, because I feel at least one chance is fair in 2029 of Thanksgiving of 2029. And who knows, maybe you'll be proven wrong, that maybe hand-drawn animation can coexist at Disney alongside computer animated films. All I'm asking for is one chance. And if it fails, you can go back to your old ways. Just do this for me. Thank you.